You're on.
Welcome to Beyond Incredible. I'm Nicole, and this is my co-host,
Shay, Rachelle.
And we're broadcasting live from the Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator located at 720 Olette Ave. Today we have a special guest. We have Brian Caza. Brian is running for Ward 4 Councillor for the City of Windsor. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
Now, my first question for you is, do you live in Ward 4?
Yes, I do. I actually live on Oneida, down by the old GM transmission plant.
No, that's awesome, because I read somewhere that a lot of the candidates, some of them didn't live in the ward, right?
Yeah,
so
there's
if you don't
always
live
an
in the
argument
ward,
about that.
how do you know exactly what the problems are and stuff like that, unless it's all hearsay?
You wouldn't, and that's the thing with going door to door. You get to talk to your people, and you know what's going on in your area usually.
Absolutely.
Right, smart.
Absolutely.
Okay, now can you give us a little bio about yourself?
I'm 48 years old. I currently work as a system administrator at a tool and die shop.
Okay.
I've been there for 16 years, and with Mr. Halberstadt not running, I thought it was a perfect time to jump in and put some experience to City Council. I've worked on board of directors for nonprofit organizations and done volunteer work for most of my life, so
Okay.
I thought this would be a great time to
Wonderful.
jump in.
Now you're a family man. How has your family supported you through the campaign?
Very much so.
Yeah.
My wife Debbie has been awesome through this. She's my campaign manager,
Wonderful.
and she keeps me out on the streets and handing out flyers and meeting people.
Good.
That's perfect. Now, you said that you did some work for some nonprofit organizations and
Yes.
stuff like that. Can you name some of those?
The big one I used to do work for was the Heart Defect Society of Windsor, Essex County. They're located on Tecumseh Road, and I worked as treasurer and president for 6 years.
Okay, now why did you choose that place?
I chose that because there's Windsor has a higher number of people born with congenital heart defects, and it's a problem that exists and is huge. It's over 180,000 people it affects across Canada.
180,000.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Now, why are you running?
I'm running just to get some new blood into City Council. I've lived in Ward 4 for about 12 years now. I think I've got a lot to offer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What are the changes that you want to make?
Changes I want to make. I want to make sure that infrastructure gets done properly. Even just as late as yesterday, I was talking to somebody on Marion Avenue who, when I asked them if they had any concerns, first thing they talked about was flooding in their basement.
Oh,
It
yeah.
seems to be a common thing.
That happened to
once-
me. That was terrible.
I live right in
Yeah, I
Ward
watched
4,
it happen.
and- yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's every single time it rains, I'm in my basement and I'm like, S-H-I-T, is this going to
Yes.
happen or what? And it
Exactly.
has happened quite a few times, and there's nothing my landlord can do about
Yeah.
it, you
No.
know?
Get lots of towels and just...
Exactly.
Right.
They need to get the sewers fixed up so that
Yeah.
we don't have this issue.
Exactly.
Definitely.
That's one of the big things. Like, I don't know
Right.
if you've ever been in my basement. I don't know if I've ever
No.
taken you down there, but I won't even take laundry down there now and leave it down there.
I live in my basement. I live in a basement suite. So I'm just like staring like, okay, there's water, my stuff's getting wet.
Do you have carpets?
No, it's all flooring.
See, I had
Yeah.
carpets laid down at one point, and I had to take them all out and throw them all in the garbage.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
very nice carpets too.
Yeah.
So, and some of my clothes got ruined because I didn't do laundry for a few weeks, and there was
Yeah.
like a really big rain. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a girl. I have a lot of clothes. I don't
Right.
know if you do.
Exactly.
I'm sure your wife does.
Oh,
Do you have
yeah.
any girls?
4 actually.
Oh, there
We
you
have
go.
You know all about it
Between the two of
then.
us,
You
yeah.
know all about it then.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of clothes, and
Right.
and so that's why my laundry didn't get done. But still,
Right.
like, there was a lot of stuff that got ruined, and that is one of the biggest problems in Walkerville area.
It is.
Do you know why that is?
We've had a lot of amounts of rain lately, but some of the sewer systems are old. I was at a city council meeting back in July where some people, not even in Ward 4 on Princess Avenue, were talking about how they get a lot of sewer issues and their sewers haven't been replaced in 70 years.
Yeah.
So we need to go through the list of all the sewer systems in the city and prioritize them and get them done.
Absolutely.
I mean, these people were told they would have to wait till 2018. You can't wait 4 years to get your sewers done because
No.
it's backing up into your home.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Well, I wanted to talk too about the Dig Walkerville campaign, right? That's still going on. I was just
Yep.
in Walkerville last night and in my heels. I was at the Comedy Fest last night and I had to walk in my heels on all the gravel and everything. And I mean, I love going down there still. It wouldn't have kept me away, but
Right.
it's going to be, like that for a long time, right? The construction?
I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take, but I know it's going to be quite a while.
Yeah, and it's just like Ottawa Street. They did the construction there to reopen Ottawa Street, and guess what? They're cutting it up again. They're opening it up again because there were some issues that were fixed, and that needed to be fixed. And it's funny because it's like if you're a doctor and you're performing some kind of surgery on someone, if you leave the clamps inside that person, do you just close it up? Do you just close it up and wait?
No, let's do it right the first time.
Exactly. So is that one of the changes that you're hoping to make?
That's one of the things I want to see. I want to see financial accountability. I also want to see project accountability. I mean, every time we have a road that's torn apart, it seems to take forever, and I don't know why it's taking forever. I want to look into that. But these contractors should be given a timeline and say, look, we need to have it done by September 1st. Otherwise, maybe they should start charging penalties against them.
I think so. Hey,
absolutely.
It's a great idea.
Like have a contract with a penalty if you don't meet this contract and this due date. Because there are other things. If you don't meet a certain contract with some people, you do get late fees. You know, you don't return a book to the library, you get a late fee.
Yeah,
you know,
as little as that. And this is construction. These are lives.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I mean, look how long the Howard off-ramp onto the expressway was.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. And even the Walker Road, the whole Walker Road fiesta.
And that's not even done yet.
It's still not done?
No, you figure they're still going to have to continue on from where they left off to
oh my gosh.
Cabana.
And that itself, like driving down one lane, and it's really, really busy there, especially when Chrysler gets out. And people are coming down from Oldcastle, from where all the tool and die places are, from Talbot Road and stuff like that. It's like, it's one lane, and then everybody's trying to take the back roads, and then all of a sudden all these back roads are extremely busy, and it's like school zones. People are getting off the school buses. It causes a lot of road rage. For me, it has.
Well, to be honest, I did a little photo shoot there, a little construction themed photo shoot.
Did you?
Because all the equipment was there, so I was like, I'll take advantage of this. And when Walker was all busy, so.
That's
but,
awesome.
you know, we do need to get around, so yeah, we don't want it to be that long.
Okay, now you have a debate tonight at 5 o'clock with the other candidates.
Yes.
Candidates, sorry. What's your strategy?
The strategy is to have better answers than they do.
I love debates.
All right. Do you have any pinpointers or anything like that?
No, I know some of the things that they're going to be discussing is going to be, they're going to be talking about the new mega hospital. They want to talk about arts and culture. One of the other ones is poverty, blight, and crime. And there's going to be some other questions from the audience.
Now, is this only for Ward 4, or is it all the wards?
This is just a Ward 4 debate tonight.
Now, where is it going to be located?
It's at the Walkerville Brewery on Argyle Street.
Oh, okay. Right on. The brewery, eh?
And the doors open at 5:30 and the debate starts
Will
at 6 o'clock.
Will you guys be drinking some beer while doing it?
Might be
no.
a little heated. Make it a little easier, maybe.
Some maybe, but not me.
Yeah, okay. Now, do you think public debates make a difference to voters?
I think so. It shows exactly what the candidate is made up of, and you're going to get the perfect view of what they want and how they're going to help the ward.
Right. Yeah. And where can we watch the debates?
I do not have an answer on that.
Well,
I'm not
find
sure
out
if that's
for sure. It's at 5. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be televised. I know there is going to be some media there, but I'm just not sure which one.
Okay, great.
Okay, now, do you think that all the mayor candidates should be invited to the debates?
Oh, most definitely. I believe, you know, they've all taken their time and effort into running. I think they should all be included.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, not just top 3.
Yeah.
That was kind of really
well, there's 12. There's 12 of them this year that are running, right? And that's like that's kind of like a record for Windsor to have 12 people running for mayor. And I wonder how that's going to work out. 12 people. How it's a pretty broad, like it's a lot of people, you know, to be running. So like how are people going to be able to choose who to vote for? You know, it's a difficult question.
It is going to be very difficult to choose. I mean, there's so many out there that have got so many different qualities that it's going to be hard to pick one.
Do you want to call anybody out now that shouldn't be in it? Or?
Well, I know Ernie the Bacon Man has thrown his support behind John Milson.
Okay.
I saw that the other day.
Who's Ernie the Bacon Man?
Ernie the Bacon Man?
Say that.
Bacon, come on.
Ernie the Bacon Man runs in every election that's out there. He's a small business owner, and he's got his ideas.
And is he like a butcher? Where does the Bacon Man come out? I'm curious.
He's going to try to win with that, because everybody loves bacon.
He's running quite a few elections. He ran in the Ward 7 by-election that they had a while back, but he he goes around and he's got a refrigerated van that he goes like to trailer parks and sells stuff like that. Yeah.
I wonder if he has chocolate bacon, because if he does, then I don't know.
Have you tried chocolate bacon? I've heard of chocolate bacon.
Well, actually, his actual name was Ernie Lamont, and he actually did legally change it to Ernie the Bacon Man.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
So, who
would want the mayor of Windsor to be called the Bacon Man?
Wait, he doesn't sound like a healthy person.
It's not just it doesn't sound healthy, but it just doesn't sound professional, and it doesn't sound like the mayor of Windsor. Could you imagine that?
I don't think so.
The Bacon Man.
We don't want to be taken as a joke. Come on.
We already are taken as a joke. Like our unemployability is
change it back.
ridiculous. And then to have a mayor called the Bacon Man, I'm sorry. If this guy does get voted in, like, wow, there's something wrong with us.
Put us on the map for bacon.
Windsorites.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, man.
Okay, the Windsor Star is the anointed kingmaker. Do you think the coverage for Ward 4 has been fair?
I will answer that actually no, because there was an article in the paper just a while back, and they talked about all the candidates in Ward 4. I was actually not mentioned in it.
Now, when did you start, like, when did you choose to run? Was it just recently?
It was right after Mr. Halberstadt announced he wasn't running. I had planned on running, but I'm not going to run against an incumbent.
Yeah.
It would have not made any sense.
Right.
Exactly.
So I was actually, it was in July that I actually registered and filed.
Okay, because yeah, I read an article and I didn't see.
Actually, when I registered, Remy was the only one currently running in Ward 4 at the time. Okay. There's now 6.
Okay. Now there's been a couple that have dropped out, like Josh.
Yes, Josh has dropped out.
That's family problems.
Exactly,
right? Like,
and I hope everything's
and that's totally
going good for him.
understandable. Because as he stated, you know, he believes that a healthy community is run by someone who is in the community, and if he's gone all the time, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
so, what are your big plans? We want to know what your big plans are.
My big plans, we got to
get the big picture. Let's look at
the big picture. We got to get the
here.
roads and things straightened out first.
Okay.
You're not going to attract new businesses to Windsor with a failing infrastructure.
Right.
I mean, if we can't get sewers to stop backing up into houses, I mean, how are we going to get new businesses? I want to see a lot more small businesses start. If you look at Ottawa Street, Wyandotte, all kinds of streets. There's so many empty stores. Some of them on Ottawa Street I've seen have been empty for like 4 or 5 years.
Well, what I've noticed on Ottawa Street too is people come and they go within a couple of months.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, there was one on the corner of Lincoln and Ottawa who's just recently moved up to Tecumseh Road. I mean, Ottawa Street is kind of slow. It's not got the traffic that it did years ago.
It is. It's
Ottawa Street used to be very busy, and it's busy, but nobody's stopping and walking and doing like they did in the past.
Yeah, you know, I'm always walking up and down Ottawa Street, and it's a beautiful street. There's beautiful little stores.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but it's dead. You know,
Yeah,
at nighttime, I can sit in my backyard or on my front porch and it's dead silent. I can hear a pin drop, you know, and for it being like where I live, you know, for it being in that area, it should be a little bit louder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I think I don't know when the construction's going to end, so I'm just like, I don't want to take my bike up there and then be like, oh, there's gravel everywhere.
Well, here's the thing. The construction is between Hall and Moy or Gladstone, I believe it is.
Yep.
And it's not on the road. They just got a little center of the road. It was supposed to be closed down apparently on last Tuesday. It wasn't closed down. As far as I saw, it still isn't closed down.
No, it's not.
So I don't know if they're going to close it down, if this is another thing that you're talking about with accountability and stuff like that.
Just whenever,
you know what
I'll
I mean?
do it whenever.
You know, if you're going to start a project on a date, start it on a date,
Exactly,
finish it on a
and
date.
they put it out there on I believe it was Monday that I read it in the paper on the Windsorite.ca. Like, that's a really good information. If anybody needs information on Windsor, check it out, Windsorite.ca.
Oh, I'll go on that, yeah.
I love it, but they said it would be closed on the Tuesday, and for things that they needed to fix.
Yep, and it's still open.
Yeah, it's still open. There's just a little tiny section. So I don't know if they're going to, hopefully they don't close down the whole street again, because I know that a lot of businesses really suffered because of that.
Right, they did.
You know, a lot of businesses suffered. I have a friend that works at a hair salon there, and it was just tracking dirt in and out and in and out. And you know, it was hard. The buses can go down there. There had to be alternate bus
that's
routes.
a big deal.
And, it's the Ottawa 4 runs there, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a major one.
Yeah, for sure. That needs to be fixed. What about employers? Like, what would you say for jobs here? I know it seems like people working kind of drop like flies, like in and out all the time, so often. Like, what would you say about jobs here?
Well, I'd like to see a lot more jobs here, but what we also have to look at is getting to a living wage, not just a minimum wage.
Yeah.
Minimum wages were put in just, usually for students and things like that, and businesses are now using it as more of a, well, that's what we have to pay, and we're not going to pay anymore.
Yeah, no.
A lot of businesses are now hiring just people as part-time because that way they don't have to pay benefits.
Oh, I know. They love doing that.
Or they're hiring
caught on
full-time
quick
and it's
to
only
that.
for 35.
Yeah.
It's only
Exactly.
for 35 hours.
It's not acceptable.
No.
I mean, even having a living wage, if you have 2 people working full-time, minimum wage, you're still under the poverty level.
Yeah.
So, we need to start looking at getting things up to a living wage.
Yeah.
Which is about $15 an hour. I think $14.30 was the exact roundabout number, but rounding it up to 15, would help people.
Yeah, because
you get a lot more spending.
Is what, like $11.50 an hour?
Yeah.
See, I work at 2 different jobs, you know what I mean? Just to do that.
And there's a lot of people that have to do that.
And I am a mom, a single mother at that, you know what I mean? I don't have anybody living in my house that's helping or anything like that, so it's pretty crazy. Like, we were supposed to do something last night, and I slept the whole night. I slept
She needed
all day and all night.
Exactly.
Understandable.
It's
You're working 2
absolutely
jobs.
insane.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, no, I
So
totally
that is a
understand.
big thing. That is a big
thing that we need to do.
Yeah, but that's more for the mayor to deal with, right? Do the councillors have a say in that?
I believe so. I mean, it's more or less the business owners. We need to make the business owners the ones that want to have employees have a living wage. If you have a living wage, you've got happier employees.
Right. Exactly.
They're going to stay longer. They're not going to be, well, I found a better job for 20 cents an hour more and leaving, and then you've got to retrain new people. The more we can get them to stay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's almost like you need employers to care more.
You do.
They don't seem to care. Like,
some of the larger corporations, I would say
no, not so much.
But there are some larger corporations out there that do support living wage, so that's a great thing.
Good, for sure.
That's good. So do you have anything else to add?
Not off the top of my head.
Off the top of your head?
I'm basically just a hardworking guy. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a business owner, huge business owner.
You work in the tool and die?
I work in tool and die. I put in my 40 hours a week.
You're
But
a family man. Your wife is sitting over there.
I am going to be working hard, though. That's the only promise I can make, is that I'm going to work hard and do my best.
Yeah.
I'm not going to promise you anything. I'm not going to try to buy your votes. I'm going to do my best.
And that's the best way to do it, right?
Exactly. I'm 100% honest.
Yeah.
And you live in Ward 4. That's really, really, really big, because there's some people who are running for the West End. I don't know what that ward is, but they're running for a ward in the West End, and they live all the way in the East End, or they live in this big, huge, fancy house. You know what I mean? It's nothing against those people or anything like that, but how do they know what the problems are?
Because let's say you brought up poverty, like obviously people, you live in a big house, you don't know that much about poverty.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unless you started from the bottom and,
started
now
from
you're
the
there.
bottom.
But no, not so many people know what it's like.
No, and I mean, there's a lot of people on the west end of the ward around, around Elmer and Marintet and all them. I've talked with some of them, and they've got crime issues down there. They've got drug issues. One woman was telling me she came out and found a used syringe, stuck in her fence. I'm like, we got to start cleaning up these things.
Absolutely, absolutely. I noticed that in the alley at my house too.
Really?
Around my alley. There's going to be people who sell drugs and use drugs all over the place, no matter where it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the crime thing, I want to get a dog because there is crime in that area, and I am kind of in that area, and I don't feel safe, And I do hear a lot of shouting at nighttime and stuff like that. And maybe because I am on more of a main road, I haven't been hit. Hopefully I don't get hit. Let's knock on wood there. But it is a little scary. So hopefully that can change, know. And I see the police constantly. The police are constantly in the area.
It's like a safety thing, but then you think of it, wait a minute, if they're actually busy, that's not necessarily a good thing either.
Yeah. Well, there was, right near my daughter's school, there was a house that on Ellesmere, the door got kicked in and there was a robbery there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
they happen everywhere.
Yeah.
What would you do to cut back on that?
I'd like to see more patrols out there, but it's a matter of the budget. It's a matter of whether they've got the budget to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, to step up some of these things, you would need to raise taxes, and that's
absolutely.
And that's a huge issue right now.
It doesn't help when there's a standoff for 8 hours. You know what I mean? That costs us about $40,000 to have to bring in the SWAT, to have to do this. You know what I mean? All for one person who.
Well, I know one person that was
I know,
working that
right?
shift, and she had to work 22 hours.
Yeah, I had
basically
some police,
because she had to cover what the
Exactly.
other police were doing.
Exactly. I had some police come into where I worked that night because I worked midnights at another job, and they came in that night and they were just absolutely exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like,
Oh,
you
you
know,
don't
it's
want them
for
to be
this and it's
tired.
for that,
Yeah.
and you know, those police officers, they really they do work. You know, they do work. They're here to serve and protect, and
Yep.
that's not fair to them. You
No.
know.
No. No.
One thing about the Windsor Police Force, though, I can give them credit for this. They hire locally.
Yes.
Every single police officer is hired locally. And then you get the
good.
fire department. They actually don't hire locally.
No.
About 4% of the firemen here are local. They hire
No,
locally.
that's,
you know, and for an
that's not acceptable.
unemployability record, as we have it, like our unemployability rates are freaking up the roof. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So for people who don't have jobs, you know, like it probably pisses them off a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no reason why we can't hire in our own city.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm
Yeah,
a
they're
firm
out
believer
there.
that we should be sustainable. We should be able to do things ourselves.
Yeah.
As a city, as a province, as a country.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, well, I would like to thank you for being on our show.
Oh, no problem.
Yes.
Thank you again for
Yeah.
having
Good
me.
luck tonight.
Thank you.
You said it was at the Walkerville
Walkerville
Brewery.
Brewery, 525 Argyle, I believe is the address.
Okay, now I'm sure that if anybody wants to watch it, it'll probably be on Cogeco TV or
Probably.
CBC Windsor,
Yeah.
perhaps.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope we do get a lot of media attention.
Yeah, or
It is
will
the
be in
first debate that
newspaper.
any ward has had, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, good luck tonight, and I really do wish you the best.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'll be there voting. When's the voting date?
October 27th.
October 27th.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah, thanks again for coming on our show. Hopefully you do well.
I hope
And
so.
you know, we'll have you back on one day.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you
for
very
having
much.
me.
Yes.
So this has been another episode of Beyond Incredible. We will be back next week. We're going to have a special guest, Matt
Yep.
Banks.
Okay.
He'll be on our show next week. So for all of you guys, enjoy your week, enjoy your days.
Yeah. Have a good.
I suck at our
the rest
outros
of
now.
the week.
I forgot the outro.
All of a sudden.
Thank you everyone at the NOXTROM team for helping out. And if you want to catch us on YouTube, you can look us up at NOXTROM1. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And look us up on Twitter, NOXTROM Digital Media, and you can like our Facebook page at NOXTROM Digital Media, or you can find myself and Shay on Facebook.
Yep.
After this, Nicole.
And after this, man, Mitchell Kobe K is coming on. He'll be on with a couple MMA people, and it'll be a good one. Mitch is always very fantastic. So everybody have a wonderful day.
See you later next week. Bye.